Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Yeah, it's garbage day again. Can you believe it? It just seems like yesterday was garbage day. Now the garbage containers are out there again. Well, it must mean it's Monday, right? Okay, now, got a comment from one of the viewers. And our problem about these gun tubs is basically solved. These are for the Missouri. And they somehow go on this, you know what I think what I should do is I should move you in a little bit so you can see better. There's a distinctive, there are some distinctive differences between the Iowa and the Missouri. Not at first glance, but at least from a distance, but there are some differences. So just let me move you in here, and I'll try and show you. I'm not 100% sure how I'm supposed to put these on if I was doing the Missouri, but how many times do I have to say I'll move you in? As near as I can tell, both the Iowa and the Missouri share this exact same piece. However, on the Missouri, these gun tubs plug into the sides, something like this, and like this. Bit of a tight fit. I'm not going to force them all the way in. Okay, now that's on the Missouri. Now the Iowa, it uses this thing. See if I can get it on here on camera. Once again, we got a bit of a tight fit going on. I did not pre-fit these, so here we go. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to go all the way in or not. No, obviously it's not. So that must mean that there's got to be something right here. Anyway, that's the difference. The Missouri would have had these, and the Iowa has these. Okay, now we got that problem solved. Thanks, Tron. Yeah, I don't think. Now I did have the Missouri manual online. And but I don't think I would have thought to have looked here. I would have been looking around on the deck, sort of like I was when I was going through the manual here on the Iowa yesterday, trying to find out where on the deck do these things go. I would have never thought they plugged in there, but eventually we would have come to it, I guess, if I was building the Missouri. But we're not building the Missouri. We're doing the Iowa. So let's do something with these things. I was at the model table earlier this morning and got the flashing off of our plastic parts, but we got to get our photo etch bent into shape, and I was kind of wondering, you know, how am I, oh, this won't pick up. I thought I could lick my finger and it'd pick it up, but it won't. Where's my wax pencil when I need it? Okay. Anyway, I think with this I'll use one of the steel dowels to bend it into shape round first, and then fold the... Let's stop talking about it. Let's put on the macro lens and do it. Now, I was just thinking about, you know, the Iowa and the Missouri. They share sprues, and does that mean that if I wanted to build, you know, the only difference between the Iowa kit and the Missouri kit is the picture on the box and the manual, and it's yeah. Or are some of the sprues distinctively different? Anyway, I think I'm going to try and have it so that this side seems to have more detail on it. So when I bend this, like I'll be using this dowel most likely, I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have it like so, and if I want the curve to go this way, because I want the detail to be out. Yeah, I'm get myself a little piece of rubber here. This is the second from the smallest dowel, but it might be too big. Either that or maybe I should just try and bend it with my fingers. That might work too. I'll try and roll it first. Okay, I've picked my smallest dowel here. I know, like, this is the radius that we want it to be. Okay, because these end tabs, they get folded in. But if I have something that's the exact size or even slightly smaller, and I found that if I try to roll on it, it doesn't roll up, if you know what I mean. And we're on a piece of foam here, so let's just see how this is going to go. And might have to have something to press a little bit harder. I don't want to. Maybe if I put this dowel right across and come on both sides, I don't want to bend my dowel. That's the problem. Yeah, this might work a little better. Let's just see here. And I don't want to be curving. I don't want to be curving these things. That's I almost need something that's this dowel that's the same length. Well, I guess I can always straighten them, can't I? Don't think I'm bending it quite square. We're getting it though. We're getting it. I'm pushing down really hard. It's actually hurting my fingers here. This might be a good place to mention that there was no sunrise this morning, but our walkers did show up, and if I remember, I'll tack it at the end of today's episode. I think what I'm going to do is finish this up off camera because it's not all the way around enough. It has to be like a half circle, and obviously this is not a half circle. So I'm just going to do it the rest of the way off camera. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's, well, what would happen if we, whoops, don't want to move it out of your field of view here. What if I was to bend this in? Can I grab a hold of this now? I know this isn't the way it's supposed to go, but this is the sort of thing that Andy's photo etch bender probably would not help me on. So if I put it this way up, yeah, let's do it this way. That doesn't look right, does it? Whoops. No, it doesn't quite look right. I'm going to have to sort of do this off camera, and if I don't get it exactly right, well, so be it. Okay. Now, this piece here, we have to bend it right here at this folding line. You can see that there's a little hole right there. And that is for, see if I can pick this up, for this part right here. Like this positioning peg. No, this positioning peg probably goes into the superstructure somewhere. Yeah, it's probably this part here that I'm touching right now has to go into that hole. And then it looks like the ends get folded up. You can see the folding lines there. And then this whole thing has to get soldered onto this. I think I'm going to solder it. I haven't made up my mind yet. Onto this part right here, which is not exactly the right shape. Either these are too big, or this was not long enough. One of the two. But I kind of did the best I could there. I think that maybe what I'll do is maybe solder this part here down in here, and then when this whole thing is visible from the top, we'll be basically seeing. It's hard to get it to. I can't quite do it here. Yeah, in other words, we'll be looking down on this edge right here, and this edge right here will be underneath. At least that's the plan. Okay. Now I want to try and envision how am I going to make these two pieces up after this piece is bent into shape. As near as I can tell, this little short piece that I'm touching right now gets bent about 90 degrees to this longer piece, and then these ends get folded up. But then after it's in that position, how am I going to fasten it onto this part here? I'm just trying to sort of see it here in my mind. I think the thing to do is maybe just bend this part the way I think it's supposed to go, and solder it into place in such a way that this piece that I've just got, you might say, looking at us right now. No, by the way, this is obviously some sort of a radar reflector. Okay, and this piece right here would be the bracket, the mounting bracket that it mounts down onto the deck on. Yeah, let's just go ahead and I don't know how. First of all, let's get this out of here. Okay, now it's going to be easy to fold these up, or to fold this up, but because they fold in opposite directions, obviously, at least I think they do. I think they go in different directions. Okay, now we could put this underneath, something like this. Close this down, something like that. And maybe I should move in a little closer with the macro lens. Okay, as I have said so many times in the past, I don't want to have this stuck underneath the bending bar or breaker bar any further than I need to, because if it's too far in, instead of bending at the folding line, it's going to bend this side of the folding line. Now, let me back this up so you can actually see it bending. I'm more or less looking straight down on it here. And we're just going to try and take this to right angles here. Let me check the monitor. Is it bending in the right place, or is it... No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't appear to be bending at that line. Maybe I have to stick the blade in just a little bit further here. Maybe I'll come at it from this side like this. I can just sort of wedge it in there. Oh, I shoved it in. I'll back it off just a little bit here. See if I can wiggle it out. Oh, am I going to have to do this off camera? I wonder if it would have been better if I had have turned this around and gone all the way in like this. Oh, it's up against the tightening screw shaft. Let's see, I'll just move it over just a little bit here. That's not quite straight, is it? I'm going to have to do this off camera, because I don't want to. I want to make sure I get this bend at the line, not back here where I'm touching right now. Okay, we're back. I just had another thought. Let's just clamp it down gently just to hold it so it doesn't move. I think you can still see it. How would it be if I grabbed it with the tweezers? Well, that maybe went a little bit too far, but that actually worked pretty good. Okay, let's get it out of there now. Turn it around. Now, if I put it underneath there, I'm going to flatten that out. So let's just, I'm going to have to take it out of your field of view here for a moment. Ooh. Oh, it's still on the table. Okay. Maybe I've got it at the wrong way. You know what? I did. I should have got it the other way here. Okay, here we go again. Try and get it back into your field of view. Does it look like it's bending? In the right place, that is? I think I just about got it, don't I? Yeah, I think I just about got it there. Now, the next thing we got to do is bend this down, because the peg has to go right in this little hole right here. We won't be soldering that. That'll be the last thing we put on. Otherwise, when I solder the rest of it, the plastic's going to melt, isn't it? This doesn't look like it's bent quite enough. Here it does now. You can see it way better than I can. So why don't I look in the monitor? Yeah, it looks okay. Okay, we're going to try something a little different here. Just very gently grab a hold of this now. Now normally I like to bend towards the folding line, but this has to go the other way. So, is this going to bend properly? You know what, I got to put my stronger glasses on. If I start pressing down, this is not wanting to bend. It's like the folding line is too stiff. I wonder what would happen if I was just to put my finger on it and just sort of roll my finger down. Does it look like it's wanting to bend in the right place? Not really. Maybe it's not in quite enough. See if I can loosen it just a bit here. Yeah, sorry if my unkempt fingers are in the way like that. I wonder if maybe I should have selected a wider one. The one to the left of it is about 1 millimeter wider, and that would, because it's pretty hard to have the whole thing underneath. So I'm just going to recompose here. Okay, it used to be in this one right here. And what I've got going on here now is the flat side of my hobby knife. I just want to see if I can, maybe this is not wide enough. I'd like it to push from at least from here and to here. I know I could put my finger on it. See if I take a blade like this and put it under there, when this piece bends down, these little pieces that we just a few minutes ago bent up are going to jam against the, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to just have to see if I can find another blade. Maybe something like my photo etch cutter. Would that work? Let me just try this here. All right, I'm going to get something similar. Okay, what I've got here is the same blade, or same type of blade, that is. Only it hasn't been modified to be a cutter. Let's just put it right on the edge there and push very slowly and steadily here. Yeah, I think it's going to go. Yeah, we got it. Okay, that's the way I wanted it, at 90 degrees. It's not quite 90 degrees. It's probably about 85, but that's okay. Okay. So obviously this is face down right now. In other words, if we wanted to do radar at the bottom of the ocean, it's in the right position. Now, I'm just guessing now how this is going to go best. Okay, so if that is face down, and if I was to wedge this piece in here, kind of, I might have to do this off camera because I've got to get my big ugly fingers in the way here. Okay, if I could wedge this piece in between, let me get this out of the way here, between this piece right here and this piece right here, and then solder that joint, then later on glue our little tiny little peg. Where's that little peg? Did I lose it? Okay, I didn't lose it. Oh, come on. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, so this little peg has to go, the elusive little peg. Yeah, I think it'll go on there. I'm pretty sure that this part that I'm touching right now is the positioning pin that has to go into the ship. Even though this positioning pin will fit in that little hole a lot better. But I don't think that's the way it's supposed to go. You know what, I'm going to take out a moment here and find out exactly where is this whole assembly supposed to go afterwards. Okay, I found it. It's fairly easy for me to show you. It's right on top of the main bridge. You'll probably recognize this spot. And whoops. If I can't do it when there's nothing fastened to it, imagine how hard it's going to be once I get the piece fastened onto it. I just want to make sure that that peg is going to stick in that hole. Oh, Ron. Well, it's only about a foot away and it's on the table. Where do I put myself through this? There we go. Okay, clearly it's supposed to go like this. Well, I guess we don't need to hammer it in, do we? Okay, because it won't go like this. Okay, I think I pretty much got it wedged together the way it's supposed to go. Now, this little tab right here that I'm almost touching, it looks like maybe it could be bent out a little bit more. And I'm kind of concerned that possibly when I solder this, I'll solder one end and then I'll solder the other end. But just turning it around here so that you kind of get perspective of what's... Oh, I've got it. I don't want to try to pick it up because it'll probably fall apart on me. It's just very, very precarious. I gotta, get a little bit of solder on the joints, like on each end, like where I'm touching here, and then on the other end, just a little bit of solder, and then just quickly touch my iron up to it. That's the plan. But I'm gonna have to hold these in self-locking tweezers somehow because I don't want to try soldering on Andy's photo etch bender here. Now the only other thing I could do is have these tabs on the outside of these pieces that I'm touching right now. Looking at it right now in editing, I can clearly see that those tabs would be better on the outside. They'd fit a lot better instead of being wedged in between. I'm going to try that later. But you know what? I think at arm's length it's not going to make any difference. This is just barely holding in there, isn't it? Okay, let's see if we can reset up. I think maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day. Like, I know you can't see the clock, but it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. And I'm just going to leave this because, if I start getting a little bit tired, then I start getting a little bit shaky, and we're going to have to do some really delicate soldering here. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you in the morning. Okay, I did remember. And our walkers are a little bit later than normal. But I'm noticing that they seem to be walking, you might say, a little bit more gingerly. And I think it's probably because it's slippery. When I went out to retrieve the garbage in the recycle bin there a while ago, I was walking gingerly too. So actually, they're walking a lot better than I was. But anyway, we don't need to see that, right?